himself.
Yeah, we've been on vacation the last 3 weeks, so the house is a total mess. The office is a total mess. It's a mess.
It's part of the reason I'm standing up instead of sitting down. All the messes below, like, you know.
Go ahead and do a general announcement. Super quiet down as you come up.
We're barely getting ready.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry for the delay, but we think we're all set and ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and start the show. We might have a few audio things we need to fix as we go on, because we've got 2 or 3 microphones in the room, and when we crowd noise, we're not quite sure how things are going to work. We're going to go with it. If you are here and you are here to accept an award that you win, I ask that you come from this direction right here. This side has lots of cords. I don't want anybody to fall. And you can come right up to the podium, and we'll have the awards for you up here. And Ken is in the zone of social distancing, so that he doesn't have to have a mask on as we do this. So we're going to let him be over there by himself, sadly. And I think we're good to go. You'll be able to see the screen here, and you'll see Misha and Mike momentarily. All right, thank you.
They can't see you yet. It's a trick.
It's a trap.
Oh, that's the case.
Mike has assumed his combat form on the screen. You guys would love it. It's amazing. It's very cool.
He's like trapped, you know, he's moving so slow you can't see him. He's invisible.
Yep.
I caught it.
Mike has lived his whole life in bullet time. Technology just didn't catch up until the 90s.
Yeah, tell you, took the 90s to make things the way I needed them. Now I'm trying to remember, somebody did an interview with me and they took this picture. I went, that's the best I've looked in I don't know how many years. My son, daughter both kind of looked and said, Dad, you actually look cool. Oh, thank you.
Ouch.
The total surprise that hurts, isn't it? Yeah. I have a headshot that people had basically the same reaction to. That actually looks good.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that'll be what people remember me by. You know, years later, oh yeah, that idiot monster, that's what he looked like. So it'll be better than some of the other pictures that have existed of people who died.
Live from downtown Indianapolis and streamed directly to you by the power of the internet. It's the 21st ENnie Tabletop RPG Awards.
All these people are
sponsored in part by Campaign Coins, treasure worthy of your greatest adventures. Hit Point Press, giving games new life. Steamforged Games, making your next RPG night one to remember. And Gen Con LLC, Gen Con, the best 4 days in gaming. In time zone order from east to west, your hosts are Misha Bush-Yeager, Ken Hite, and Mike Pawnsmith. Please note that minor pauses or delays may occur during the ceremony because all nominees have pre-submitted award acceptance recordings in the event of their triumphant victory. Throughout the program, make sure to check out the reduced prices on our fantastic eBay auction items by searching for the keywords ENnie Awards. Now, sit back and enjoy the critically acclaimed award ceremony stylings of Ken the Pinnacle Hite.
Also very much appreciated, Misha. Thank you so much for that. Hello and welcome, everybody. Everybody in the room, like we were people and stuff. Also, everybody on the computers, like your future people and stuff. Welcome to the 21st Annual ENnie Awards. It's a delight to be here. Mike Han Smith is dialing us up from the God's realm, and Misha from the simple human realm of perfection. So it's pretty great to have everyone here. We are here to honor the best in tabletop role-playing games, which is to say the finest art form, and this would be the finest of the finest. And either of you guys have thoughts on the nature of finery or art or role-playing games? We got a captive audience now. They've waited 30 minutes to watch them.
I mean, they can't get away. This is really pretty good.
Play with them. But I think it might be more fun to just
toy with them.
let them enjoy the evening. We've got some interesting games out there. I've played quite a few of the ones in the list. They are all fabulous.
Speaking of spending money, remember to go to the ENnie Awards auction on eBay. Go to eBay and search for ENnie Awards, and then why would you ask a writer what to do on a website? That's ridiculous. But do that. Either now or while you're, I guess you can't do it while you're watching this stream a year from now, because the awards will everything will be sold. We'll just have sadness and memory. Oh, everything will be sold, or we're not ending. All right. With that combination of threat and joy out of the way, let's begin with Misha and the best family game.
Like I should be wearing this. Actually, I wish I could break this up and give it to everybody on my team. We are so excited to present to you the Tales of Zadia game, which is using the Cortex rule set, but it's set in the world of the Dragon Prince. The Dragon Prince is a family TV show on Netflix, and it's pretty awesome. Would highly recommend it. But what we're really excited about is that this book comes with its own digital tool set. So, here at Fandom, which is where Cortex lives, we believe that it's important to use the technology we have at hand to allow us to play in our best way. And so, when the book comes out, it so will a digital tool set. You can actually see it in preview right now if you pre-order the book. And you can see what wonderful things we have done, but so excited. Thank you.
No video for that, so imagine a mouse ritter being very happy. Mike, take it away.
Mouse Knights. Okay.
Yeah.
My category is going to be best aid or accessory digital. Are you ready for this? Best aid or accessory digital. Dungeon. Stockholm Cartel and of course Master Games.
Hello Internet, my name is Johan Nord from Stockholm Cartel. I'm the graphic designer and artist and just all-around idiot for Mörkborg. Thank you everyone who for one reason or another decided to vote for Dungeon Gen, our digital dungeon generator. And an even bigger thank you to Carl Druid, who is the guy responsible for, well, actually making this thing, turning our Mine and Palace text and art into a functional generator so that you can generate dungeons, which is kind of the point with this thing. So this award is mostly yours, actually. Also thank you to everyone who somehow interacts with or supports Mörkborg, whether it's you just talking about the game, or you play it, or you bought it, or you create stuff for it. Without you all, this thing wouldn't exist. So thank you. Rock on and stay safe, guys.
Hello everyone, I'm sending you this message from Switzerland as I could not travel the world to thank you in person. I'm also reading a bit my note because it's easier for me to express myself in English this way. I'd like to thank the ENnie for everything they've done for the TTRPG community and for the chance to be nominated. I'd also like to thank my community, especially on YouTube, Patreon and Discord. I'm sending 90,000 personal hugs, virtual, to all of them. This award means a lot to me, as music and audio is often overlooked, especially now that TTRPGs are played a lot virtually. All is visual appealing with dynamic lighting, special effects and such. My mission was and is to promote the use of audio by providing top-tier ambience and music, and tell people that audio can do at least as much for immersion and gaming experience as a beautiful map illustration. Having my efforts recognized after all these years is one of the best things that ever happened in my career. In the past years, I composed over 900 pieces, which far exceeds any other such library. My goal is to cover every possible scenario, and this award only strengthened my will to do so. Thank you sincerely.
First category is Best Aid or Accessory Non-Digital, or as I like to call it, Best Aid or Accessory.
Quite valid.
Fine. Whatever, cyberpunk. Back in my day.
Back in your day.
Push the dice around with our finger.
You kidding? Back in your day, you chopping them out of rocks.
That's right. That's what we had to do.
Are you the one? So you're the one who left those Roman ones that they found in the ruins?
Yep.
That was me.
Got it. Now it makes sense.
Yep. Anyhow, Best Aid or Accessory nominees include, at any moment, there we are, Adventurer's Tarot, the Empress deck from Weird Works LLC. Arium Create from Adept Icarus. City of Mist Character Folio Pack, Son of Oak Game Studio. Roll and Play, the Game Master's Fantasy Toolkit from Roll and Play Press. Sentinel Comics, the role-playing game GM Kit from Greater Than Game. And the silver ENnie for best aid or accessory, parentheses, non-digital, close parentheses, goes to Roll and Play, the Game Master's Fantasy Toolkit from Roll and Play Press.
Thanks so much to the ENnie Award judges and all of the backers and supporters who voted for the Game Master's Fantasy Toolkit to win the best non-digital aid and accessories for RPG games. We just can't believe that we've got here, and it's such an exciting moment for us.
Yes, thank you so much. It's been an amazing year for Roll and Play Press. Since launching Game Master's Fantasy Toolkit on Kickstarter last year, we've just had amazing support all over the world. So thank you to all the judges as well who tried the book out and believed in it and enjoyed it. We're so grateful. We're really proud of this book, and we really poured ourselves into it. So we just appreciate everyone who's believed in the work over the past year, everyone who's picked up a copy. We've heard from DMs all over the globe who are using the games for the first time, players to veterans, and the support has just been absolutely amazing. So thank you.
Thank you again, family, friends, to our mums who always like all of our Facebook posts. Everyone, it's been amazing. So
thank you so much.
Thanks.
And the gold ENnie for best aid or accessory, non-digital goes to City of Mist Character Folio Pack from Son of Oak Games Studio.
This is incredible. Thank you so much. The crew here at Son of Oak Game Studio want to thank the ENnies for hosting another amazing award show, along with thanking every single person who voted for the City of Mist Character Folio Pack. We also want to thank everyone who was involved in the making of these character sheets, especially City of Mist creator Amit Moshe, our lead artist Marcin Soban, lead graphic designer Manuel Serra, editor Aaron Aviram, and artists and graphic designers Ario Murdy, Isago Fukuda, and Juancho K. Thank you to the backers who contributed characters like Bree, Patrick Goover, Jordan Roberts, and Magnus Korberg. And finally, a thank you to the rest of the Son of Oak team who diligently worked to get these babies on gaming tables. You can get the Character Folio Pack on the City of Mist website by itself or as part of our Ultimate set. We also have a Kickstarter running right now called Queer, where we repeat the success of these character folios with an entirely new genre, Super Sentai. Check out Queers with a Z on Kickstarter. Thank you all for the award. You rock.
Yeah! It's hard to believe there could be better online content than that last video, but here is Misha to give us more great online content in the form of nominees.
All right, so nominees are Crystal Heart number 5, True to Your Heart, for up to 4 players. Dungeon Engine by Stockholm Cartel and Occult Ortmaster? Sure, we're gonna go with Ortmaster Games. Describe, finely crafted box text. Here Be Taverns by Sword and Source. Liber Ludora. And the silver ENnie for best online content goes to Describe, finely crafted box text.
Ben, it's been touch and go. You've cleared the Forgotten Crypts of the Undead and saved the townspeople. What do you do next?
Well, I want to start publishing them.
All right.
You want me to roll?
Well, why don't you first describe to me your efforts?
All right. Well, first I go out and I persuade the most amazing fantasy RPG writers in the business, starting with the 2 Matts.
The 2 Matts?
Matt, starting with Matt Click, of course.
Oh, okay. Roll a persuasion check. It works. They're in.
Awesome. Okay, so next, Cernan's going to introduce me to another veteran, Dan Hill. Do I need to roll for Dan?
No need. It's his destiny.
Amazing.
Okay, what happens next?
Start publishing.
Well, what do you want to publish?
The greatest masterpiece of the master.
Okay, roll a performance check. Oh, sorry, you're limited to fantasy box text.
Okay, I can make that work.
Okay, so you start publishing box text, and it's actually going pretty well. Amazing writers started finding you. Kip Robish, Megan Garner, and Blue Bigwood Malin. 3 fantastic editors were recruited as well. Nicole Aquino, Davey Kent, and Dwayne Sage. And another veteran writer joins your ranks, Chris Sims. An epic team is assembled.
Awesome. All right, with that party, we worked super hard for like a year. Are we going to make it?
It's still pretty new, and the competition is fierce, equally talented. Roll survival check. Disadvantage. It's good enough. Your hard work pays off. Your website survives and then it thrives. It's nominated for an award in ENnie, an ancient ritual among your new peers. And against all odds, you win.
That was fun. What an adventure. Thank you, DM. And thank you, ENnie organizers. And a huge thank you to all our writers, editors, and all of our viewers, the Describe Heroes. We wouldn't be here without you, and we appreciate you so much.
And that's how they did it on 11 people. Imagine what they could do with a better word.
I'm always impressed when people do creative things with their awards speeches. So the gold ENnie for best online content goes to Dungeon Gym by Stockholm Cartel and Occult or Monster Games.
Tjaba tjena hallå, I am Johan Nord from Stockholm Cartel. I'm the one responsible for the way Mörkborg looks, and I apologize for that. We're super happy with the massive support that this thing of ours received over the last, of the few years that it's been around. And this thing, our digital dungeon generator, stupidly named Dungeon Gem, is actually a direct result of the support, because it was originally a stretch goal for our Kickstarter for Mörkborg called Territory. And most of this award goes out to Carl Druid, the code sorcerer who transformed our Dead Tree version of this generator into a functional digital thing. So yeah, Carl Druid, make sure to check his other stuff out as well. And lastly, a big thank you to the Mörkborg cult, to the Mörkborg community, the Discord, ex-Libris Mörkborg, everyone who for some reason, talked about the game or played the game or moaned about Mörkborg. You all make this thing into what it is. And I guess that's a good thing. So thank you.
Mike, I don't know anything about this next category, so you should probably do it.
Yeah, okay, why not? I think I've got the voice for it. Best Podcast. So, the nominees for Best Podcast are Asians Represent by Asians Represent. Party of One. Tales of the Voidfarer. The Sixth Ring, a trophy podcast. The Letters Page, the Sentinel Comics podcast. And the Silver ENnie for Best Podcast goes to The Letters Page, the Sentinel Comics podcast.
Thank you. Hi, I am Christopher Bedell, co-host of the Letters Page podcast and one of the owners of Greater Than Games. I was not expecting to talk about podcasts today, but about role-playing games, that's fine. We have a podcast, and my co-host Adam and I and our producer Trevor make this podcast every week, and it's pretty great. We talk sometimes about role-playing games. Mostly we just talk about the world of Sentinel Comics. So this is very niche. Anyway, thank you so much for this, and have a great Gen Con, everybody.
And the Gold ENnie for Best Podcast goes to Asians Represent.
Hey everyone, Daniel, Agatha, and Steve from the Asians Represent team here. We started Asians Represent in 2018 as a podcast to celebrate and examine Asian representation in tabletop games and pop culture. We aim to do this by creating conversation, introducing new perspectives to the wider gaming community, and creating spaces for new voices. When the pandemic struck the world, we transformed our content into our current blend of Twitch, YouTube, and audio podcast content. On top of that, we created a Discord server overseen by some of the most caring and thoughtful folks we know. Since then, it's grown into a place of connection, learning, discovery, and safety.
Not only has Asians Represent allowed us to create a space where we can share our voices as Asian game designers, but it has also given us the opportunity to uplift so many others around the world. We've been able to have difficult conversations about representation, craft more diverse worlds, and create characters that we would have loved to see in fantasy media when we were younger. We are so grateful for this award and definitely don't take this lightly. We've worked hard to create opportunities and visibility for Asian creators in this industry, and this award shows that Asian voices matter.
Representation is part of the mission. We want to see ourselves in the media we consume, and that's why we do this work. But representation is not equity. It is not justice. Asian hate and violence towards all Asians continues today. The mono-minority myth is something we personally struggle with every single day, and that's in addition to colorism, intergenerational trauma, and other innumerable ways that the other aspects of our identities intersect these. We do want to thank James D'Amato and the Modcast Network for supporting us since day one. Our Discord moderators and admins, our incredible supporters on Patreon, and our respective families. Asian Represent is only possible because of you. Winning this award is humbling, but also galvanizing. The work is not done, not for us, not for you. Thank you for your continued support. And also, we all must continue to uplift marginalized voices, all marginalized voices, whenever and however we can.
All right, it's time for the first Judges Spotlight Award of the night. And am I introducing Amelia Antrim to talk about Anyone Can Wear the Mask? Or am I introducing Jeff Stormer to talk about Anyone Can Wear the Mask? Or both?
ENnie Antrim. My 2021 Judges pick was Anyone Can Wear the Mask by Jeff Stormer. This is a 1 to 3 player role-playing game where players take on the role of the hero, villain, and city. It is a game where the hero always saves the day, but what happens when they can't save everyone? Each role of players has a unique mechanic that really helps you feel like you're involved in the story and you feel like playing the hero. Like you have a really invested interest in how this story goes. I think it's something that a lot of superhero games don't have right now. I think we see a lot of games that really focus on powers or really focus on group dynamics and friendship, and I think that those are important, but obviously the relationship between a hero and a villain and their city is something that's really important in comics. You know, we think like Batman would not be the same without Gotham, and I always go back to you can't have a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man without a neighborhood for him. So this is a game that kind of helps simulate some of that. It is clearly very lovingly crafted by someone who knows the source material, and honestly, it's something that I was immediately invested in the moment that I picked it up. This is not a genre of game that I'm usually super excited about, and this one really drew me in, and I wanted to play it, and I want to be able to interact with these kinds of stories and see what comes out of it. So Anyone Can Wear the Mask by Jeff Stormer. I'm very excited to bestow my Spotlight Award upon it. Congratulations, Jeff. You made a really excellent game.
Hello! Jeff Stormer here, designer of Anyone Can Wear the Mask. Thank you so much for this award. There are so many people that I want to thank. Thank you to Jen Frank for everything. You're the love of my life, and I couldn't have done any of this without you. Thank you to Dee Pennyway for designing Beyond the Rift and giving us the bones to build Anyone Can Wear the Mask. We couldn't have made this without your inspiration and your collaboration and your friendship, and we are so, so grateful. Thank you to all the people that worked on the game. Thank you to artist Elijah Forbes, layout artist Leo Chung. Thank you to Aaron Catano Sayas for reading the audiobook coming soon. Thank you to all of the people that have worked on the game. We are so, so grateful. And thank you really to everyone that has supported the game. We are extremely, extremely happy to have made this thing and to have it resonate. And thank you for supporting this love letter to the thing that I've been obsessed with since I was 8 years old. This game was really special to me, and it means a lot. I'm eternally grateful that it has found an audience. And last but not least, the people that I want to thank are
everyone who has ever worked on a superhero comic. Artists, writers, letterers, colorers, the people that have contributed to the shared image of superhero folklore, who sadly, due to the corporate nature of corporate comics, sadly have never gotten the recognition they deserve. Thank you for making me who I am and for giving me an art form to connect with. I will always be in your debt. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night.
The podcaster made good. We love to see it. Misha, do you want to take this next one, or do we want to throw this into chaos?
No,
Let's do it.
If the words are what actually keep you interested, the cover art is what gets you interested. And so, best cover art. Our first nominee is the Cortex Prime Game Handbook. The artist is Marizilla Champ from Fandom Inc. Heart Beneath the City. Artist is Felix Neal. Rowan Rook and Descartes is the publisher. Neverland, a fantasy role-playing setting with artist Andrew Cole from Andrews McNeil Universal. The Spy Game. Artist is Chaim Garcia from Black Cats Gaming. Vaesen, Nordic horror role-playing, Johan Eckergans from Free League Publishing. And the Silver ENnie for best cover art goes to Heart Beneath the City, Felix Mial and Rowan Work and Descartes Publishing.
Thank you for voting for Heart in the best cover art category. It really means a lot. We worked really hard on making each edition of Heart different and each a really lovely object and artifact, and I'm so glad that all that hard work's paid off and that everyone likes what we've made. It makes me feel like all the endless thumbnails I drew were worth it. So thanks.
And the gold ENnie for best cover art goes to Vaesen. Nordic horror role-playing. Johan Eckergans is the artist and Free League Publishing.
All right.
Doug!
Doug will save us.
On behalf of the team, thank you, and the fans, thank you. Johan made a really great cover illustration, and now we're glad to be really well. So thank you so much to the ENnies for this award. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mike, take us inside the book.
Okay, then. As my art director always reminds me, all you guys do is produce a lot of words, but I make sure it looks good. That means interior art. So today we're going to be looking at the best interior art, and the nominees are Cortex Prime Handbook by Fandom Incorporated. Heart, The City Beneath, artist Felix Mial, Rowan Rook, and Descartes. Neverland, a fantasy role-playing setting, artist Andrew Kolb, with Andrews, McNeil, and Universal. Planet Apocalypse, artists Helge Balzer, Keith Thompson, Graby Erb, Alyssa McCarthy, Billy Nystrom, Cy Zach, Benny Kusnodo, Dynasty Goa, from Peterson Games. Vaesen, Nordic horror role-playing, artist Johan Egerkrans, Free League Publishing. And the Silver ENnie for best interior art goes to Heart, The City Beneath, artist Felix Mel from Rowan Rook and Descartes.
If you're seeing this, it means that Heart, The City Beneath has just won Best Interior Art at the ENnies 2021. So thank you so much to everyone who voted for us, and to the judges who nominated us, and to all our lovely backers who got the project funded. A long time ago, I sent Rowan Rook and Deckard an email, attached to which was a drawing of
Is there an acceptance thing happening?
naked, three-bodied ghoul with big Thomas the Tank Engine head.
Yeah, I think you're watching for.
It must have been good enough for them, because a year and a half later,
Yeah,
backers
yeah.
are sat with a lovely copy of Heart in their midst.
There's apparently feedback.
So thanks to everyone over
Yeah,
there,
so I gather.
to Maz for being the logistical god that they are, to Mina for wrapping text around lots of antisocially shaped illustrations, and to Chris and Grant, whose writing I found endlessly inspirational and always really funny.
Should have worn headphones.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. And the gold ENnie for best interior art goes to Vaesen, Nordic horror role-play, artist Johan Egerkrantz.
On behalf of Johan and the Italy team, thank you so much. We put a lot of work in this game, and Johan really appreciates it. Thank you to the ENnies, thank you to the fans, thank you to everyone that voted. Thank you.
The term organized play seems like an oxymoron, or at least a weird definition of sport. But what it actually is a way for companies and fans to work together to shape the future and the outlines of a game system, a game property, or just a bunch of elves doing stuff. So for best organized play, the ENnie nominees are A Rough Guide to Glamour. Authors Chris Gidlow, Mike Hagan, Nick Brook, Michael O'Brien, Jeff Richard, and Greg Stafford. Johnstown Compendium. Citizens of the Lunar Empire. Author Chris Gidlow, Johnstown Compendium. Hand of Glory by Alan Carey from Type 40. My Immortal Loneliness, authors Ali Sulentic and Jessica Markrum from Jessica Markrum. And Shadows Under Ice by Jasper's Game Day, Mott Crook and Chris Maxwell from Jasper's Game Day. And the Silver ENnie for Best Organized Play goes to Hand of Glory by Alan Carey from Type 40.
Hello there from Down Under. My name's Alan Carey from Type 40. Well, accepting this is an absolute treat in a year of sour candy. In writing Hand of Glory, the fourth scenario in the Seeds of Terror range for Call of Cthulhu, I think I hit my stride. I hope that translates into a game of brutal horror, hard moral choices where things are not quite as they seem. The brief for Seeds of Terror was always to write concise, exciting single evenings of horror which you could pick up, prep in 10 to 15 minutes and get going with. And for those of you who have played them, then I hope that was the case. Now, given that concise is the key word here, that's all I've got to say about that. But I would like, on behalf of Simon Lisserman, Phil Anderson and myself, to thank everybody at the ENnies, including the judges, everybody at Chaosium for encouraging so much community content and making the Miskatonic repository available. And lastly, but certainly not least, I'd like to thank Nicola Logan for being a font of knowledge and a constant source of inspiration. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
And the gold ENnie for Best Organized Play goes to A Rough Guide to Glamour by Chris Gidlow, Mike Hagan, Nick Brook, Michael O'Brien, Jeff Richard, and Greg Stafford.
Thank you so much for this award. I'm Nick Brook, one of Chaosium's community ambassadors, and I'm accepting on behalf of my co-authors, Chris Gidlow and Mike Hagan. The three of us have been dreaming of this fantasy city filled with moonshine and propaganda, Rome and Moscow, Elvis and Newspeak, ever since the mid-90s, when we set an 8-hour, 50-player live-action role-playing game there. Our tourist guidebook's first edition was a player handout for that game, but hasn't it grown since? We're grateful to the many artists and cartographers and the helpful teams at Chaosium and Drive-Thru RPG, especially Rick Meintz, Michael O'Brien, Jeff Richard and Meredith Gerber, for making this thing of beauty possible. We're all proud that A Rough Guide to Glamour was the first ever print-on-demand title and the first gold bestseller in the Johnstown Compendium. That's Chaosium's community content program for RuneQuest, the Bronze Age sword and sandal role-playing game set in Greg Stapper's mythological fantasy world of Glorantha. We want to dedicate this award to our departed friend Steve Thomas, Associate Editor and Designer of Tales of the Reaching Moon magazine. Thank you to the organisers and judges of the ENnie Awards, thank you to Gen Con for hosting this ceremony, and thanks above all to everyone who voted for this award. As the Lunars would say, we are all us.
Misha?
All right, so up next is our second Judges Spotlight winner. Di is here to present for Righteous Blood.
Hi, Gen Con. I'm Dice Queen D, and yes, I do always look this good. It's been a tough year for the ENnies, it's like angle at that, but fill the book chock full of, like, Chinese-inspired content, from wicked legendary swords and relics, signature and hidden abilities and counter mechanics, to robust and flavorful item lists that'll leave you wanting to stuff your pouch for more. If you wanted to play a high-flying mystic and martial character, duking it out for glory, coin, the family, or who knows what, this is the game for you. Congrats again to Brendan Davis and Jeremy Bai for adding something much needed to tabletop RPG scene. I've been your Dice Queen D, signing off.
Thank you for choosing Righteous Blood, Ruthless Blades for a Judges Spotlight Award. This is a tremendous honor. We were really surprised to hear about it. Thank you to Dee the judge for choosing us. Righteous Blood, Ruthless Blades is our love letter to the wuxia genre, and in particular to the darker style of wuxia. So
there are a lot of people to thank. Many of them are mentioned in the credits of the book, but especially my wife, Yuan Yuan. She was supportive through all of the years of writing the game and meetings and playtesting and whatnot. I'd especially like to mention my cousin-in-law, Guo Feng. He passed away before the book could get to its completed form, so I dedicated this game to his memory. Brendan as well, who was my co-author. We had a blast creating the game.
My good friend, William Butler, who passed away in 2014, he and I founded Bedrock Games together. My friend Greg Taylor, who passed away last year, and I would like to thank my family, my wife. I want to thank Ryan Turner, Dan Orcutt, Drew Tierney, Jackie Musto, Francesca Burrell, everybody at Osprey. I want to thank Kagan McLeod for doing the artwork to Righteous Blood, Ruthless Blades. I want to thank Michelle Wan, Sabrina Chavone. I want to thank Jeremy, my co-writer. It was great working with him. We had a blast making this, and I think that his style and my style worked really well together.
So if you have it, I hope you enjoy it, and if you haven't picked it up yet, please do so, because a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into the making of this game.
Mike? Oops, hold on a second. He's lost the Zoom.
Okay.
He's lost the Zoom, everyone.
He's back.
We're going down. We've lost the Zoom. Send a message out to headquarters.
Admit it, after 25 months, everyone wants to lost the Zoom, don't they? Just delete it right off the desktop. Never touch it
Thank you for
again.
choosing
Zoom,
Righteous.
I'd have to look at my kids, so
Are you kidding? My dog has his own Zoom channel. It's kind of, we have meetings in the office. He just kind of pops up there, Oh, look, it's an adorable corgi.
Virgil insists on clearing all image uses with him beforehand, so he can't.
I think the best part of the pandemic is seeing everybody's pets on Zoom.
Yeah. That's a really cute pet. That's my kid. Sorry, man.
It was cute. What's wrong, dude?
Yeah.
So, Mike, are you going to tell us about the best free game?
Yes, we're going to be talking about something that's dear and near to all of our hearts, free. Yes, we've gotten down to best free game product. I knew I'd get your attention with that one. The best free game product nominees.
Mike, stop. No one can hear you except me. And I love it. It doesn't help. I will love you regardless. Don't worry about it.
Let me know when I'm back in.
I will tell you when the Zoom is returned. You can see the light die out of my eyes when that happens.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Should I sing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear both of you. We can have a great time. I have it.
Okay.
I consider
Am I
a
in
Hawaiian
too?
bikini top, but nobody wanted to see
You're
that.
not on the screen, but something's happening.
Hello?
I
Can you
can
hear us now? Can you hear us now? Can you
I can
hear us
hear
now?
you guys.
Can you hear my melodious tones?
I can always hear your melodious tones, Mike. I wake up in the morning and I hear them.
Uh-oh. I don't even want to know how that happens.
I'm staying out of that. Man.
Yeah.
Whatever boats you float, man.
I'm going to like start checking my house for microphones and stuff like that. Obviously.
Do that after you've done the best free game ENnie nominations. What?
We're good. He's start.
Are we ready to go? Have we zoomed up?
We're zoomed.
Okay, let's zoom it, people. And category is best free game product, which, like I said, is something near and dear to all of our hearts. And the nominees are AJ, A State Nicely Done, Handiwork Games, Adventures on a Dime by Dungeons on a Dime, Humblewood, The Wake Worm's Fury, Hit Point Press Incorporated, Two Faces by Tin Star Games, Warhammer 40,000 Roleplay, Wrath and Glory, The Graveyard Shift by Cubicle 7. And the Silver ENnie for best free game product goes to Warhammer 40,000 Roleplay, Wrath and Glory, The Graveyard Shift by Cubicle 7.
All right. And there's no video, Mike, so keep going. Keep rolling.
Okay, keep rolling. And the Gold ENnie for best free game product goes to Humblewood, The Wake Worm's Fury from Hit Point Press Incorporated. Have a big round of applause, people.
This is the most I've talked in 2 years at Gen Con, so my voice cracks, not just because we won. So for our first RPG Day booklet, we wanted to introduce the world of Humblewood and an adventure that everybody can enjoy. But obviously that takes an entire dedicated team of people to do that. So a huge thank you to the writers and editors, Andrea Bruce, Christopher Pinch, Jordan Richet, and T.R. Rowe, whose contributions made Wakeman's Fury what it is. We'd like to offer our heartfelt gratitude to our art director, Leisha Hannigan, and amazing artists who made this booklet shine with their vibrant and lush illustrations. Thank you for bringing this booklet to life. We also must thank our fantastic designers, Raja Al-Subairi and Ricardo Evangello, who skillfully brought the words and art together into a cohesive whole. And finally, a massive thanks to Gaming Days LLC for keeping Free RPG Day going, and to all the stores and fans that participated. We really look forward to sharing our next Free RPG Day 2021 booklet with you all, and thank you all so much for the nomination to everyone who voted.
All right. Our next category is best RPG related product. RPGs are more than just the rule books. They're even more than the character sheets and the dungeons. They're a whole way of life, or a way of avoiding life, depending on who you are. And before I list the nominees, I want to emphasize that Ragin' Cajun, the Indian place that delivers to my game on Monday nights, was for some reason not eligible. So anyway. Besides Raging Cajun, the best RPG-related product nominees are Adventurer's Tarot, the Empress deck from Weird Works LLC. Book of Dice, Elvish Tales from Q Workshop. Into the Dungeon, a choose-your-own adventure from Andrews McNeil Universal. Sentinel Comics, the role-playing game coloring book from Greater Than Game. And finally, World Builder's Notebook from Swordfish Islands. And the Silver ENnie for best RPG-related product goes to Adventurer's Tarot, the Empress deck. The designers of Adventurer's Tarot, the Empress deck, turned up the Hanged Man, Death, and the Tower, and so they decided to make me accept the award on their behalf.
It's a good deck.
It's a great deck. And look how good it worked. And the Gold ENnie for best RPG-related product goes to the World Builder's Notebook from Swordfish Island. And then once more, the ENnie Awards are happy to accept this ENnie Award on their behalf. Misha, take us into an even better product category.
Oh no, I think we've lost her. She's frozen.
She's dumbfounded at how good this category is.
I like fight. So no, I'm talking. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? How about now? Yes, maybe.
There you are.
Okay, there we go.
We're not ready for prime time.
You're not ready for.
So in most RPG, you need to have something to conflict against. I mean, yeah, you can do man versus nature, but let's go with best monster adversary instead. And our nominees are Heart, the City Beneath from Rowan Rook and Descartes, My Dad's Monster Manual by Intricasso Creative, Planet Apocalypse for 5th edition D&D by Peterson Gay, authors David Inross and Ron Lundeen, The Maze by Axos, Vaesen, Nordic Horror Roleplay from Free League Publishing, and the Silver ENnie for Best Monster or Adversary goes to Heart, the City Beneath by Rowan Rook and Descartes.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you come in there. I'm Grant Howitt, and I'm here to accept the award for Best Adversary or Bestiary. I wrote half of Heart, the City Beneath, and it's pretty much the hardest thing I've ever had to do, especially the adversary section. It was a real challenge to make all the monsters pathetic, but also violent, but also dangerous. Although? Close enough. Whatever. Thank you so much for acknowledging this and for giving us this award. We're really, really proud of what we managed to do. Cheers.
Hello everybody. Thank you so much for voting for us. We are very, very grateful. My name is Nils Hense and I'm the lead writer.
I think press play too fast.
I'm waiting till we get this down to holograms.
Monsters, depicted by Johan Egerkrans' thrilling and enigmatic art. These monsters are not about gore or mindless evil. They are not
Misha's having a good time.
Heroes meat grinders. Vaesen are delicate creatures with their dreams and hopes of their own. Some of them think they have a reason to hurt humans, steal away babies and cast spells that put villagers to sleep for decades. But they do not do it because they are something other than us. They are bound to humans so tightly, their fate depends on us. And in the world of Vaesen, with the industrialization, we have indeed let them down. We have destroyed the old world, we have destroyed nature, We have chased
So
them away
weird
from their
waiting for the
homes.
speech that we never hear to end.
Let the old agreements between our world and
stream
theirs
can hear us,
down. They come at us as a result
Hi,
of
guys.
our missteps. But just as often, it is they who need to be saved from us. Perhaps we are the true monsters. Thank you very much.
Mike, what have you got for us?
What have I got for you? What I have is probably very appropriate: electronic books. So in the category of best electronic book, we have Ancestry and Culture, an alternative to race in 5e. Author Eugene Marshall from Arcanus Press. Beowulf, Age of Heroes. Authors John Hodgson, Jacob Rogers from Handiwork Games. Brancalonia, Spaghetti Fantasy Setting Book. Authors Mauro Longo, Andrea Macci, Max Castellani, Eduardo Cremaci, Giovanni Di Fio, Luca Mazza, Malaspina, Alessandro Savino, Jack Cinsolini, Umberto Spacci from Archeron Games. Eyes Unclouded. Authors Anthony Alipio, Tineke Bulleman, C. Michael Chase, Bridie Dutton, Brittany Hay, Kat Kruger, Jackie Leung, Amber Litke, Sadie Lowry, Colette Quach, and Tolo Joe Sullivan from the Secret Cat Shop. Wally's DM's Journal of Puzzle Encounters. Author Wally DM from Wally DM. And that Silver ENnie for Best Electronic Book goes to Ancestry and Culture, an alternative to race in 5e. Arcanus Press, author Eugene Marshall. Come on down.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. We want to thank the judges and the ENnie Awards and Gen Con, as well as everyone who voted for us. Of course, we appreciate that. I also want to thank Aaron Acevedo for shepherding me and to the chemistry and also helping with layout on the product. I want to thank Daniel Kwan and Pamela Punzalan for their incredibly helpful consultations on this product. It was super useful. Hannah Rose's editorial acumen was great, and Shar Ergard did great on layout as well. And I also want to thank the people that, kind of feel like I stood on the shoulders of giants for this, right? The people that I learned from, the issues that I raised in this book, people like, Graham Barber and James Mendes Hodes and Brian Black and Tiny DePass and Kay Jemison, and these are people that taught me about some of the issues that I really couldn't have happened without them. They're the ones that are really at the forefront. So I want to thank them as well as all of you. Thanks.
And the Gold ENnie for Best Electronic Book goes to Brancaleona, Spaghetti Fantasy Setting Book.
Ciao a tutti!
Ciao a tutti! Ciao. Ciao everyone, thank you so much for this bellissimo award. Mamma mia! Ciao, grazie.
Thank you.
All right. It's time now to hear from ENnie's judge, Shauna Ratliff, and why she thinks Altered Carbon, the role-playing game, is all that.
Hi, I'm Shauna. I want to talk to you about Altered Carbon. This is pure fire. They call it a neo-noir transhuman world. It's cyberpunk, but it's like cyberpunk on steroids. Basically, with this game, everyone's essence, their being, the thing that makes them them, is encrypted on a chip, and that chip can be moved from one body to another. They call it a sleeve. So you could basically have immortality. One of the things that I love about cyberpunk is that it lends itself easily to rich character backgrounds. With Altered Carbon, this is like the deluxe premium edition. Characters can be hundreds of years old, which gives you like a list of grievances, desires, debts, enough to make a GM's birthday every day. This is also a realm of some of the coolest tech toys that I've ever seen. If you've seen the series or read the books, you know what I'm talking about. You can go crazy in the toy department. And if you have a group that is prone to TPK, this is a game that will give your psyche warm nights, because you don't have the guilt of killing them off, because basically they could be immortal if they have the right amount of money. So, in a world with literally near immortality, your players can take all the risks they want. GMs can have as lethal adventures, and it's just awe-inspiring. Everything just lines up perfectly for you to have some really interesting, really dangerous games. But it's a great cyberpunk world.
Pardon? We're in intermission now. All right. Just pretend that we've lost the Zoom again and mill around. We're having an intermission for
10 minutes, but before we do that, we do have someone here from Renegade, yes?
Yes, we do. Renegade, come say how great you are.
I wasn't sure if anyone was here or not, so excellent. I'm so glad you are here.
Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you to Shauna for picking this game as the judge's spotlight. Renegade is pleased and honored to work with such a great partner at Hunters Entertainment, and Ivan and Christopher really knocked this game out of the park. It is a system that is designed specifically for Altered Carbon, and it really feels like you are playing in that world. If you are fans of the TV show and you want to play a really cool sci-fi game that feels really different but feels really real, this is the game to choose. Thank you so much for everything.
Pretend what I just said was a glitch and that I just said it again now. Intermission for 10 minutes, and then welcome back to part 2.
The 21st ENnie Tabletop RPG Awards will resume shortly. But first, we'd like to once again thank our sponsors: Campaign Coins, Hit Point Press, Steamforged Games, and Gen Con LLC. And now, to kick off the second half of this campaign, the director of the ENnies, Stacy
Hello there, and welcome to everyone at the award ceremony and Gen Con generally. My name is Stephen Hart from the Grinning Frog in the UK. I would like to say thank you for the win of the award. I am absolutely astonished. I haven't won an award since I was 9 years old. Back then I designed an Easter card for a school competition.
Okay, it sounds like we might have audio back on the
for the
stream.
record, it was a really good
So
Easter
I
card.
think now we are doing
It's been a
the
long
best
time
layout
since
and
then,
design.
so this is a bit of a surreal experience for me. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, how do you write an award-winning book? And I said,
Bring the layout.
I don't know.
Bring it all.
What I did was I wrote the book that my 11-year-old self would have wanted to have read.
I'm trying to figure out whether I can.
When I was 11 years old, which was a very difficult time of my life. And that game and the experience of role-play games as a whole was utterly magical. In the midst of all the darkness, this was a brilliant, shining point of magic. And I wanted in some way to put that into the form of a book that would help other people get the same experience from their role-play games. Hence, calling the book Abracadabra. Now, you don't write it in isolation, even as a solo writer. You have a team around you. So I would very quickly like to thank Jane, my editor. You're absolutely fabulous. Thank you for everything. Al, who's been fabulous on the Kickstarter side of things. Thank you for your advice, especially when I don't agree with you. I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with my obsessive enthusiasm for this hobby. Thank you. I love you, and thank you for supporting me and making this a career choice for me. My children, thank you again for your love, and also for the support, particularly of my youngest child, who's a young man now, who gave me some very good practical advice when I was stuck at certain points in the production of Abracadabra. And finally, and very importantly, I would like to thank two groups of people. Those are the Kickstarter backers. Every month, every campaign, you guys push me to do something bigger, better, bolder. Great feedback, great advice, and obviously you support me financially, which makes all the difference. So thank you very much. And really importantly and finally, those folks that I have gamed with over all of the different years, you know who you are. You have brought this game and these games and this genre to life for me. You have made the magic happen, so thank you. Until next time, everyone stay safe and keep gaming. Bye from the UK.
Bye from the UK.
All right, now.
Okay, Misha.
Misha.
Those folks that I have gamed with over all of the different years.
Okay, so the best layout. I'm still hearing somebody.
No, they're still going.
No, they're not. You're on delay.
Yeah. So Mike, can you mute?
Everyone stay safe. Keep gaming.
Thank you. All right. Let's try it again. All right. So the nominees for best layout and design are Cortex Prime, Game Handbook, Cam Banks, and Fendini.
Okay, Misha.
Heart, The City Moody from Minerva Mikanda. Rowan, Rook, and Descartes Publishing.
No, they're still going.
No, they're not. You're on delay.
Sentinel Comics, the role-playing game core rulebook. Jennifer Clausen, Saray Henderson, Sarah Kelly for Greater Than Games. The Spy Game, Mark Whittington from Black Cats Gaming. And the Stygian Library Remastered from David N. Wilkie and Soul Muppet Publishing. And the Silver ENnie for Best Layout and Design goes to the Stygian Library Remastered from David N. Wilkie and Soul Muppet Publishing.
We don't have a video for that. Okay.
All right. And the Gold ENnie for Best Layout and Design goes to Heart, The City Beneath, Minerva Mikanda and Rowan Wook and Descartes.
I'm Minerva Mikanda from Rowan Wook and Descartes, here to accept the ENnie for Best Layout for Heart, The City Beneath. Putting this book together, I had quite a fun challenge on my hands. I had to match the clarity of Chris and Grant's writing with the horrible world they envisioned and that Felix put together in his art. I think I succeeded pretty well, creating a book that's both easy to read and a pleasure in play, and also one that really gets across the horrible landscape that your characters will be travelling through. If you're seeing this, I guess you, in general, agreed. Thanks for the award, and have a great day.
All right. As a game designer with a bachelor's degree in cartography, it was my great honor to introduce Mike Pondsmith to discuss the award for best cartography.
And as a game designer with a background in graphic design, I'm totally in the wrong place. But we're going to talk about best cartography in a game. Remember, if you can't map it, you don't know where it is. Best cartographer, Alien RPG, Destroyer of Worlds. Christian Ganath, Andrew E.C. Gasca. OSE, Halls of the Blood King, Glenn Seal. We're going to talk about this. Towns and Taverns, Matt Henderson, Tam Henderson. Undying Sands, Kevin Cannon. Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, Soulbound, The Great Parch Map, Jared Blando. And the Silver ENnie for Best Cartography goes to Alien RPG, Destroyer of Worlds, Christian Ganath, Andrew E.C. Gasca from Free League Publishing.
So I feel like I can actually accept this award because I told Drew. I was with Drew Gasca at DragonCon and we were recording ENnie's speech. Drew, you're up for 2 awards. We should record 2 videos, and he said, no, this is probably just record 1. I'm like, okay. So Drew, I'm accepting this, and Christian because Drew didn't want to record a second. Thank you very much. I know Christian and Drew put a lot of effort and work into those cartography of that adventure. So we really greatly appreciate it. On behalf of the Philly team, thank you so much. And the fans, thank you. And the ENnies, thank you as well.
Is he still talking?
No. It's your turn to talk, Mike.
Okay. And the gold ENnie for Best Cartography goes to OSE, Halls of the Blood King, Glenn Seal from Exalted Funeral Press.
Thank you, everybody. I can honestly say that I was surprised to be asked to be Bob's best man. I think we can all agree that the bride and groom look great today. Oh, sorry, wrong speech. Yeah, it seems pretty strange to win an award for something that I really enjoy and love doing. And getting recognition from judges and fans is fantastic. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that voted, and especially a big thanks to Gavin at Necrotic Gnome and Matt and the team at Exalted Funeral Press. So thanks everybody. Whoa!
And we're back. I just as a side note, I enjoy whenever they in the live hall they come up and they say and they thank their creative team who are always awesome and the voters who are terrific, and then they turn to me and say, and I'd like to thank the ENnies, and I'm just happy to be the physical embodiment of the ENnies at this show. I'm very happy with that. The rules govern everything, or they govern nothing. The great gift of the game designer is to know which is which, because the answer changes, not even game to game, but moment to moment within a game. In the beautiful tripos of drama set up by Aristotle, players do character, GMs do plot, and the designer can just set the stage and say, gosh, I hope this is good. So with that in mind, the best rules nominees for the 2021 ENnies are Alice is Missing by Spencer Stark from Renegade Game Studio. Cortex Prime Game Handbook by Cam Banks from Fandom Inc. Fiasco 2nd Edition by Jason Morningstar and Steve Saghetti from Bully Pulpit Games. Slayers by Spencer Campbell from Gila RPGs. The Spy Game by Sam Webb, James Barry, Eric Campbell, Oz Mills, Virginia Page, and Rob Wheeland from Black Cats Gaming. And the silver ENnie for best rules goes to the Cortex Prime Game Handbook by Cam Banks, published by Fandom Inc.
Yeah, you know, so what I was up here talking about Tales of Xadia before, but Tales of Xadia would not be anything without Cortex Prime. And Cortex Prime is the rule set that Tales of Xadia uses. What's really cool about Cortex Prime is it is a rule set. It is a skeleton that you can paint any kind of life over the life. So, you know, right now I'm in 2 Cortex games run at work. One is a Fallout game that we put in the Fallout world, and another one is an ancient Rome game. Completely different types of games, completely different types of problems, same rule set. And that's what is so cool about Cortex. I know if Cam could be here, he would. Instead, he's stuck in beautiful New Zealand. But want to thank Cam, want to thank Dan Kessler, want to thank Melissa Duquette. They're constantly working on the rules. And all we can do is keep working with them. And so we are very, very thankful for this.
Hey there from New Zealand. Thanks so much for giving us this honor of recognizing us not only for nomination for Cortex Prime Rules, but also for the award. I can't tell you how much it means to me that something that I've worked on for such a long time is being recognized in this way. The rules themselves, cobbled together from the enormous amount of work that has been put together from so many people over the past 10 years, 20 years. And now that it's been put into something in a single book, and a lot of folks are starting to work on something new with them, it makes me feel awesome. Huge thanks to Margaret Weiss for giving me the opportunity to get these rules out to you, and thanks of course always to the backers and to Fandom and my team for making it a reality.
And the gold ENnie for best rules goes to Alice is Missing by Spencer Stark from Renegade Game Studio.
Wow. I have a thing about phones at my game table. When I'm running a role-playing game, I always say, put your phones away. It makes the game completely disconnected. It makes all of the players disconnect from everybody else at the table. Alice is Missing is a game that you play in virtual silence, and you use your phone to connect in the most amazing ways to the players at your table, forming a story together and making this emotional contract with everybody who's playing. And it is honestly, in my mind, so revolutionary. Spencer Stark is a genius game designer, and he totally knocked this completely out of the park. I want to thank everybody who recognized the game on behalf of Renegade Game Studios and Hunters Entertainment. It is a beautiful game if you have not checked it out. And yeah, I really, it's just such a wonderful experience to share with everybody, especially during the last, 18 months that we've all been through. It's a great way to connect with others. So thank you, everybody.
Misha?
All right, up next, writing. Writing is what helps the rules, give us something to do. I mean, rules are great, they're useful, but if you don't know what the world is and what's going on and what's around you, it's kind of hard to decide what to play. So with that, the nominees are Brancalonia, a spaghetti fantasy setting book. Authors Mario Longo, Andrea Macchi, Max Castellani from Artron Games. Heart, The City Beneath. Authors Grant Howard and Christopher Taylor from Rowan Rook and Descartes. I don't know why I keep saying book instead of Rook. Planet Apocalypse for 5th edition D&D. Authors David Ross and Ron Lundeen from Peterson Games. The Stygian Library Remastered. Author ENnie Cave Girl Allen from Soul Muppet Publishing. And Weird Scouts. Author Robert Turk from Wicked Clever. And the Silver ENnie for best writing goes to Brancalonia, a spaghetti fantasy setting book. Authors Mario Longo, Andrea Macchi.
Ciao a tutti!
Ciao a
tutti! Yeah, ciao! Best writing! Yeah! Thank you very much, everybody. And this is the fourth or fifth caption we take for this. And okay, thanks for this award. And we want to share this with everyone, every author that wrote something in any case, in Brancalonia, and also with our translators. So Sarah Jane Webb, Max Castellani, and John Maron that helped us to translate in English every joke, every pun in Brancalonia. Thank you very much.
Grazie.
Thank you.
Grazie.
Thank you very much.
And the gold for ENnie for best writing goes to Heart, The City Beneath. Authors Grant Howard and Christopher Taylor from Rowan Rook and Descartes.
Hello, I'm Chris Taylor from Rowan Rook and Descartes, and thanks for the award for best writing. We'd also like to thank thesaurus.com and Wikipedia for their contributions to Heart. Without them, the book would have been around 7 pages long and only have 12 different words in it. We tried really hard to make Heart fun to read as well as fun to play, and the bit you didn't see is when we would quite often spend literal hours going back and forth over the particular name of an ability because we just weren't sure about it. I want to make it clear that this is in no way straightforward, and the whole book took us absolutely ages.
Now Mike with another Judges Spotlight Award.
That's right. Just like the Eye of Sauron scanning Middle-earth, the Judges Spotlight finds those who are worthy and calls them out for judgment. In this case, SLA Industries 2nd edition core rulebook, Dave Alsop, and the judge, James Serrano.
Hey, Gen Con. James Serrano here, hanging out with my buddy Vlad. Oops. Sorry. Hey, Gen Con. James Serrano here, hanging out with my buddy Vlad, who is such a good boy. Yeah, if anything, the past year or so on Zoom calls constantly has taught me is if you have access to a cute animal, show the cute animal on camera. Everyone will love it. Cool. Now that I've pandered to the masses, what I'm actually here to talk to you about is my judge's pick this year, Slay Industries, which is a truly, truly ridiculously fun game of satirical, ultra-violent splatterpunk, corporate dystopian future. And the folks who are trying to climb the media ladder, make their daily bills, and, you know, troubleshoot and shoot trouble for their corporate overlords. Its lineage as a 90s game is quite evident. It's second edition. But where the game truly, truly shines is in the setting and the detail of the setting. From the briefings for the players, to the descriptions of the world Mort, to all of the various alien races. It is just such a flavorful game of ridiculous splatterpunk satire. And it's my judge's pick this year. Anyway, thanks for having me for a judge for 2 years, and hopefully I'll see you again in the future. Cheers, y'all. Stay healthy.
Probably for the best, given that he's the author of the Book of Unremitting Horror. Hesitates to think what he would have come up with given a video and a captive audience. The next category in the ENnies is Best Adventure. The American fantasy author Gerald Morris once defined an adventure as a thing happening to someone else. If it happens to you, it's just trouble. The great thing about role-playing games is it can happen to someone else and to you simultaneously. And these adventures are nothing but trouble. The nominees are Alien RPG Destroyer of Worlds by Andrew E.C. Gaska from Free League Publishing. Epic Encounters Hall of the Orc King by Richard August from Steamforge Games Limited. Eyes Unclouded by Anthony Alipio, Tineke Bolamon, C. Michael Chase, Bridie Dutton, Brittany Hay, Kat Kruger, Jackie Lung, Amber Litke, Sadie Lowry, Colette Quatch, and Toto Joe Sullivan, all from the Secret Cat Shop. OSE Halls of the Blood King by Diogo Nogueira, Exalted Funeral Press. And The Waking of Willoughby Hall by Ben Milton from Swordfish Islands. And the Silver ENnie for Best Adventure goes to Alien RPG Destroyer of Worlds, Andrew E.C. Gaska, Free League Publishing.
Wow, I don't know what to say. Here we are, second year in a row. So many people thought Alien was going to be a one-hit wonder, that there was no way you could develop this universe, and I'm glad that everyone's seen that we have, and you guys seem to love it, and I'm very thankful for that. Everybody I've worked with on this has been amazing. I want to thank Christian Granath. I want to thank Dave Semark and Thomas Harristam. Everybody else over at Free League. This could not be what it has turned out to be if we didn't have everybody doing the most amazing job they could, and I'm very thankful to be working with such a great team. Thank you so much.
And the Gold ENnie for Best Adventure goes to OSE Halls of the Blood King by Diogo Nogueira, Exalted Funeral Press.
Hi, my name is Diogo Nogueira, author of The House of the Blood King, and if you're watching this means somehow I won the ENnie Awards for Best Adventure, I don't know, for silver or for gold, but somehow this guy from Brazil, South America, who started writing zines and small games 5 years ago, and just to interact with the authors and people I admired from the Google Plus community and all these people that were producing amazing content and was really inspired for me. Somehow I got nominated for one of the biggest awards in the industry, and somehow you have given me the honor to award me with this. So I'd like to thank you, a few people in the short time that I have left. I'd like to thanks initially Matt Kelly and Gavin Norman for giving me the opportunity to write House of the Blood King for Old School Essentials. I would like to thank Alan Barr from Gala Night Games, who has always been supportive of me and teaching me everything in this industry, and especially my wife, who has been always supportive, and my son for playing with me. So thank you very much for this honor, and it's been an honor.
Misha.
All right. So adventures are cool and all, but what's an adventure without a world to have the adventure in? So that leads us to the category Best Setting. And our nominees are Brancalonia, the Spaghetti Fantasy Setting Book. Authors Mario Longo, Andrea Macchi, Max Castellani, Eduardo Cramashi, I can talk, Giovanni Di Feo, Luca Mazza, Malaspina, Alessandro Safina, Jackson Solino, and Umberto Spaticia from our Tron Games. Heart, the City Beneath. Authors Grant Howitt and Christopher Taylor from Rowan Rook and Descartes. The Maze. Authors Ime Bastaraccia, Magnani, Jaime Reyes Mondragon, and Alessandra Guzman from Axo Stories. The Stygian Library Remastered. Author ENnie Cave Girl Allen from Soul Muppet Publishing. And Undying Sands. Authors Adriana Oliveira and Andre Novoa from Games Omnivorous. And the silver ENnie for best setting goes to Brancalonia, Spaghetti Fantasy Setting Book from Archer and Games.
Ciao.
Ciao a tutti. So thank you very much for this award. And, some might say that Italians do it better. And in our humble opinion, it may be true. Anyway, thank you very much. We are so proud of the nominees, first of all, and then for this prize. So thank you very much. And see you next year.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao a tutti. Grazie.
And the gold ENnie for best setting goes to Heart, the City Beneath. Authors Grant Howard, Christopher Taylor, and Rowan Rook and Descartes.
Hello, my name's Grant Howitt and I'm part of Rowan Rook and Descartes. I'm here to accept the ENnie for Best Setting for Heart, the City Beneath. When we wrote the setting for Heart, we wanted to reflect the mutable nature of fiction and world building when it's imparted through a game's text and then filtered through a games master and their players. And so to that end, we wrote a bunch of ideas for Meat Hell and threw them in a bucket disguised as a book. And apparently it worked, which is great. We're really glad you liked it. Thanks so much for the award.
And now Mike with another best.
You've got great rules, you've got a great setting, but your audience is going to want a bit more. And that means you're going to have to come up with some supplements. And this category is indeed the best supplement for 2021. The nominees are Ancestry and Culture, an alternative to race and 5e, author Eugene Marshall, Arcanus Press. Arium, Create, authors William L. Munn, Natasha Entz, Drew Gerken, at Adept Icarus. Mork Borg Cult, Federatori, authors Pelle Nielsen, Johan Noor, Free League Publishing. Wally's DM's Journal of Puzzle Encounters, author Wally DM from Wally DM. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, Enemy Within Campaign, Volume 2, Death on the Reich Companion, authors Graham Davis, Dave Allen, Padre Murphy, Andy Law, Jim Bambritt, Klaus von Enstrom, Phil Gallagher, Claran O'Brien, Daniel Kovacs, Rachel O'Madigan, Jonathan Oliver, Sina Quinn, and Christopher Walsh. Cubicle 7. And the silver ENnie for best supplement goes to Ancestry and Culture, an alternative to race in 5e. Author Eugene Marshall, Arcanus Press.
Thank you. I only wrote one acceptance speech. No, seriously, I do want to thank my co-owner of Arcanus Press, my spouse, Amy. I'd also like to thank the other people that have supported us since this has come out. There's been podcasters and streamers and community members that have tried to incorporate this into their games and talk to it with their friends and really build a community around it. And I'm very thankful to all of you. If you are to know that I've been thankful, I'll be mercenary. If you like these rules, well, we're incorporating them in our most recent product, S5E, Super Heroic Role Playing, the 5th edition, started last summer, coming this winter, and we'll be incorporating those rules in that and future products as well. So keep your eyes out for those. Thank you.
And the gold ENnie for best supplement goes to Morkborg Cult, Territory. Authors Pelle Nielsen, Johan Nohr, Free League Publishing.
Hello, ENnie Awards. I'm Pelle Nilsson, and I'm a role-playing writer. And I've done games like Morkborg. Thank you so much for voting on Territory. It's a community-made zine for use with the Morkborg game. And this award goes to all of you, all contributing and really fantastic writers. So thank you very much for your efforts. And I hope you stay safe and don't get lost in the dark forest of Sarkash.
Asking a writer to discuss production values is like asking a dog to discuss nuclear strategy. But I'm here to present the award for best production values. Seriously, when you open a role-playing game book, it's your doorway into another world or into a better version or more exciting or more vampire-filled version of our world. And the easier the transition is, the more insistent the transition is, the more exciting and colorful the transition is, the better you're going to feel when you walk through that door, even if, of course, you're immediately attacked by vampires. That is the job of production design. And that job is done by these 2021 ENnie nominees. Adventurer's Tarot, the Empress deck from Weird Works LLC. Alien RPG Destroyer of Worlds from Free League Publishing. Broken Compass Adventure Journal from Two Little Mice. Warhammer Age of Sigmar Soulbound Rulebook Collector's Edition from Cubicle 7. And Weird Horror by Solarian Games. And the silver ENnie for best production values goes to Broken Compass Adventure Journal from Two Little Mice.
Ciao a tutti, hi, I'm Rico.
Ciao, I am Daniela.
I am Simone, and we are Two Little Mice.
We are the author of Broken Compass Adventure Journal, and we are just thrilled to be here. Really, such an honor for us. This is our first international game and our first nomination for the ENnie Awards, and of course our first victory. We are so sad that we couldn't be there at Gen Con to celebrate with you all, but we want to say thank you to all the judges and to all the people who have voted for us and supported us. You're all been amazing, really. So hopefully we'll have a chance to meet you next year at Gen Con. Grazie ancora.
Grazie.
Grazie a tutti.
And the gold ENnie for best production values goes to Alien RPG Destroyer of Worlds from Freely Publishing. Oh.
Lost?
Nope, we have an in-person acceptance.
Ah.
All right. Well, I know Andrew and Thomas and the whole Freely team puts a lot of care and work into these adventures for Alien. We want to thank the fans for this award. We want to thank everyone who voted, and we want to thank the ENnies. Thanks so much for this. Appreciate it.
Misha.
We've talked about worlds, we've talked about adventures, and we've talked about settings, we've talked about writing and art and everything, and none of this would come together for the most part without publishers. So these are the fans' choice for best publisher. The fans nominated over 200 publishers in this year, 2021. The top among the most popular were Evil Hat, Greater Than Games, Chaosium Inc., Free League Publishing, Hit Point Press, Necrotic Gnome, Wizards of the Coast, and Exalted Funeral Press. But the winner of the 2020 ENnie for Fan Award for Best Publisher goes to Free League Publishing.
You have a video for that?
Apparently not.
Thank you so much. This means a lot.
We're tired out from all those production values.
Overproduced.
Projects, and I can't thank you enough. And then Thomas and the entire team, thank you as well. So thank you so much.
Mike, take us home, or mostly home.
All right. Climb on board the magic carpet because we're going to be talking about this year's 2021 best game. So, without any further ado, brace ourselves for it. Here are the nominees. Alice is Missing, author Spencer Stark, Renegade Game Studios. Cortex Prime Game Handbook, author Cam Banks from Fandom Incorporated. Heart, The City Beneath, authors Grant Howitt, Christopher Taylor. Rowan Rook and Jeff Hard, publishers. Sentinel Comics, the role-playing game core rulebook. Authors Christopher Badell, Cam Banks, Dave Chalker, Philippe Antoine Menard, and Clark Valentine. And Slayers, author Spencer Campbell, Ela RPGs. And the Silver ENnie for the best game in 2021 goes to Heart, The City Beneath. Authors Grant Howlett, Christopher Taylor.
Hi, this is Chris
Rowan
Taylor
Rook,
from
and
Rowan
Dick
Rook
Hard.
And if
Publishers.
you're playing this video, it means we've
Come on
won
up.
best game, which
Or
is
send your video,
ludicrous
whichever works.
and amazing. We're overjoyed to receive this award. Heart took us ages to write, design, playtest, and craft into what you, audience, judges, everyone think is a best game. That's a madly good accolade. We're so proud of what we managed to achieve, and we're glad you agree with us and think the Heart is pretty neat. Thanks.
Say when.
Go, Mike.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the Gold ENnie for Best Game for 2021 goes to Alice is Missing, author Spencer Stark, Renegade Game Studios.
Oh, wow. So I really pointed there. I will start to talk forever about this game. I've been talking about it all day, which is why my voice is really hoarse right now. I really wish that Spencer was here. He deserves so much to be here to accept this award. Renegade Game Studios is an amazing place to work, and we're putting out so many great things. But this game was developed in-house at Hundreds Entertainment. It was a great partner of ours, and we love working with them. Everything about this game was done with such great care and great love, and I really hope that everybody gets a chance to play. I can't say enough great things about this game. It is, I said it so many times today at the booth that in the last couple of years, I really truly believe that this is my favorite game that I have played. And even though I am, senior producer of role-playing game at Renegade, I didn't touch this game. I didn't do this game, and I was so excited when I came onto the team because I love everything that Renegade does, but I was excited coming in and being a hire after Alice is Missing, after playing Alice is Missing. It was just so great to then just be a part of that team that put out such a great game. And so I accept this on behalf of Renegade and Hunters and Spencer. Thank you, everybody who voted. Thank you to all of the judges that put it up there. Thank you to Gen Con and the ENnie Awards. Thank you to Ken Height, who has been a great MC, and he is not the physical embodiment of the ENnie Awards. Well, sort of, he wants to be, but everybody has been so great. Thank you for voting. Thank you.
Well, now it's time for our final award, the perhaps anodyne name disguises what an accomplishment this is. To have the product of the year, to have the release of the year, to have the thing of our art and our love of the year is something that really means a lot. And it's a tremendous honor. All the nominees are more than deserving. It's such a thrill to see them and to be the guy who gets to announce the ENnie nominees for Product of the Year 2021. Adventurer's Tarot, The Empress Deck, Weird Worlds LLC, Alice is Missing from Renegade Game Studios, Ancestry and Culture, an alternative to Race in 5e from Arcanist Press, Arium Create from Adept Icarus, Roncalonia, Spaghetti Fantasy Setting Book, Echeron Games, Cortex Prime Gamebook from Fandom Inc., Heart, The City Beneath from Rowan, Rook, and Descartes, Sentinel Comics, the role-playing game, Core Rulebook, Greater Than Games, Slayers from Gila RPGs, and the Stygian Library Remastered from Soul Muppet Publishing. And the Silver ENnie for Product of the Year. Please applaud them. They were all wonderful. You're not applauding me. You're applauding the fact that I got to say Brancalonia at some point. And the Silver ENnie for Product of the Year goes to Brancalonia.
Yeah. Hey!
Authors Maura Longo, Andrea Macchi, Max Castellani, Eduardo Cremanci, Giovanni De Feo, Luca Mazza, Malaspira, Alessandro Savino, Jack Sensolini, and Umberto Spaticchia from Acheron Games.
Ciao a tutti. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for this award. We are very proud Thank you to everyone who worked on Brancalonia with us. Thank you to the authors, the illustrators, the designers, to Mauro, Samuel, and the Epic Party Games, to everyone here everybody who made Brancalonia possible. Thank you so much. We are very proud, we are very happy, and we are probably going to drink a lot of wine and eat a lot of pizza to celebrate. So thank you again, and we hope to see you next year. Thank you so much. Grazie mille a tutti.
Grazie mille, Miss. Ciao.
Wine and pizza. I did not know they were from Chicago. That is very interesting.
Really? Okay.
ENnie for Product of the Year for 2021.
Post is missing. Enter Start, Renegade Game Studios. Let's get Elisa up here again.
I don't know what else I can say. I feel like we were joking about a little bit after all of these wonderful videos that everybody put so much production into that we should have written the 3 acts. I was joking. I didn't realize I was going to be coming up here so many times and having so many acts. So thank you. I'm speechless, and please, I don't know, support every RPG that's out there. Support the tabletop community. I think that right now, more than ever, playing with others and having joy is so important. We've all had a really rough time in the last little bit, and having that connection with other people is really important. This industry has been a savior to me personally. Playing games has been the only real touchstone I've had in isolation, and I feel that role-playing games are a way to escape a lot of what's going on out there, and games in general, not just role-playing games, but it's really important to just support all the publishers that are out there that are trying to make all of these great games for people to play and keep entertainment alive for everybody. So thank you everybody out there that's watching and has been voting. We can't wait to see everybody back at Gen Con next year, hopefully, and stay safe, and thank you so much.
I assume if you're watching this on the stream, you still have a little bit of time to go and snipe something on the ENnie Awards auction on eBay. I hope you do. If not, man, you're going to look like a jerk. But failing that, I want to thank everyone for coming out, for sitting in a room, a smaller room than our ENnie's usual room, but not a hallway. So we still got that going for us. And of course, obviously, I have to give all credit and all love to my beautiful and talented co-hosts, Misha Bushjager and Mike Pondsmith. Thank you guys so much.
It's been a pleasure, as always. Stay safe, everybody. Wear your masks, get your vaccines, get your shots. Don't drink anything that looks weird, unless you're into that. In case, go for it.
That's hurtful.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying.
You brought it up. Well, I also would like to thank my co-host for once again inviting me to come back and wreck the party. But in the meantime, it's been really a great honor. I am amazed at all the amazing talent I'm seeing coming out there. It makes me feel very, very secure in the knowledge our industry will be around for a long, long, long time. So keep making great stuff, everybody. Stay out of trouble as much as you can. Be safe. Be smart. And I'll see you maybe next year.
And we're out.